A lot of people can sound like they're smart and sound like they're capable, but all they've done is they took a Facebook Ads Manager course last week, and all of a sudden they're making it sound like they're this crazy good professional that's going to help you grow your business, and that's simply not the case 99% of the time. What's up, everybody? Alvaro here from Alvaro Barrios Digital, and in this week's video I'm going to build upon what I spoke about last week. Now, if you didn't catch last week's video, I spoke about when is the right time to actually hire an ads manager, and if you have not watched that video yet, definitely go back and check it out because it is super important, and it's actually probably the #1 mistake I see a lot of people make out there. And without seeing that video, a lot of the video that you'll be watching right here won't make a lot of sense, so definitely go back and check it out. So okay, cool, you've reached that point where you actually do need to hire an ads manager because you have a proven offer and it's selling, and you're just looking for that ads manager to scale that to the next level for you. Cool. So what questions do you want to ask? This is also a big mistake that I see a lot of people make, because even when they get to that level of being, in the right position to hire an ads manager, they don't end up asking the right questions, and then they find themselves with an ads manager that just isn't the right fit. And I can tell you from experience, this industry is unfortunately just riddled with tons and tons of people who have taken one Facebook ads manager course in their life, and then all of a sudden they think they can handle everything. And the issue is that they sound like they know what they're talking about. Anyone can talk their ear off as long as they've taken one course. They're just going to regurgitate essentially word for word what they learned in this Facebook ads manager course, and so they sound smart and they sound capable, but then when push comes to shove, right, they're maybe not the best fit for your business. So these questions will help you weed out the good ad managers from the bad ad managers. That way you don't find yourself in a situation with regret. And I have worked with many clients before where that's why they brought me on, because they were working with someone that just isn't who they thought they were, and so they needed to make a change. So question number 1 that you want to be addressing is, how long have you been working as a Facebook ads manager? Now, this question, while simple, is very important, because it's not necessarily a bad thing if someone hasn't been an ads manager for a very long time. At the end of the day, we all have to start somewhere, right? So at a certain point I was a beginner, but I did feel like I was pretty good and capable. But at the same time, my rates and fees were a lot lower back then because I was just getting started. So if someone tells you that they've been an ads manager for 6 months and they're quoting you, $3,000 in order to manage your ads, I would personally tell them just take a hike, right? That is just absurd. 6 months, $3,000 a month fee, that's just not enough experience under their belt to warrant that kind of cost, right? You have to kind of work your way up, earn your stripes, so to speak, in order to get to a level where you're capable of charging those rates, because it means you have a track record that you can back in case anyone, wants to dig a little bit more into, what an ads manager has done successfully for other clients. So it is okay to work with someone who has maybe only been doing it for 6 months or so. Just make sure that they're charging you accordingly. I would say probably somewhere between $500 to $1,000 a month for someone that's been working for just 6 months makes sense in that range. If they're charging you more than that, I would see that as a little bit of a red flag. So the other question, number 2, that you want to ask is, what industries do you work in? So this question is important because there are certain ad managers out there that they'll just take whatever comes their way, right? So they'll work with a dentist, they'll work with an e-commerce company, they'll work with a gym, they'll work with a bookstore and some sort of online retailer and stuff like that. And that's kind of like a jack of all trades, and I truly actually believe in the power of working with specialists, working with people who are familiar with your specific niche, that they've run the types of funnels that you need to run dozens of times, not just maybe 1 time or 2 times, but dozens of times. That way that you can trust them. So for example, for me and my team, we work with online entrepreneurs selling digital products and services. We primarily run some type of launch campaign for people, whether it be a webinar launch, challenge launch, live training series launch. So we're very, very familiar with the launch model, and we're also very familiar with evergreens, right? So you either have an evergreen campaign or an evergreen product that you're selling. Maybe you're driving traffic straight to a digital product that people can purchase and download right away. So those are the 2 types of funnels that we know backwards because we've done it a ton of times. So whenever someone's in that space, right, we know what to do for them. If someone came to me as a real estate estate agent, for example, I'd be like, I don't know if I can help you because I have never worked with a real estate agent before, so therefore I'm probably not the best fit. I'm actually very honest and straightforward like that, and I do know other people that specialize, for example, working with real estate agents. So I do believe in the power of working with specialists, so make sure that the person that you hire is also a specialist in your specific industry and the type of funnels that you are looking to work with. The other question, number 3, that you want to ask is what is covered in your fees, because not all ad managers are the same in that sense in terms of I charge this and I give you this, right? We do vary in terms of what we actually offer with our monthly retainer fees. And so, for example, some agencies, they don't do any of your ad copy, they don't do any of your creative, they require you to supply all that, and all they do is that they just put it together inside of Ads Manager and launch the ad. That's it. They don't do anything else beyond that. Other agencies, such as mine, right, we actually do offer ad copy, we do the creative for our clients, and then we also do storyboarding for videos. Well, obviously we can't make the videos ourselves, but we do help clients put together those videos. So a lot of stuff comes with our monthly retainer fee, and we do like to make that very clear. So make sure you're asking that question, because that way you know what you're actually paying for and what you can expect once you bring that team or agency onto your staff to help you grow your business. That way later on you're not asking a question where you're like, hey, I thought you offered this and I'm not seeing it, and then they tell you actually that's not a part of my service. So just make sure you clear the air first. I'm not saying that it's bad that an agency only offers the management of ads and no ad copy creation. I'm just saying you need to know ahead of time whether or not that is something that they provide or not. The other question that you want to ask, number 4 here, is you want to ask, what is your onboarding process like? Because if they stumble on that question of like, oh, well, you know, we just get into your ad account and we start running ads, then that really means that they actually don't have an onboarding process, and that's a little bit of a red flag, because the onboarding process is critical for success, right? It should be a very mapped out process of like, here's everything that we're going to do for you in the first 2 weeks of you being a client. You know exactly what to expect. Here's how it's going to flow. Here's what I'm going to send you. Here's what I'm going to need from you, and so on and so forth, right? If they're just kind of like mumbling around like, oh, you know, we'll just jump in your account and, you know, kind of just see how it goes. Again, just red flag. You want them to have a very specific and precise, repeatable onboarding process that you can experience. That way, it's a smooth start from the beginning. If it's a rough start from the beginning, when there's not clear communication of who's supposed to be doing what and when, then it's just going to get off to a bad start, and it'll be difficult to recuperate the relationship beyond that point. And then the final question, number 5, that you want to be asking your potential Facebook ads manager is how often that do you communicate? This is super critical, because I can tell you, unfortunately, in this industry, it's so common for clients to essentially get ghosted by their agency or ad manager that they hire, right? They bring them on, they start paying them money, and then they essentially never hear from them ever again, right? And, you know, they just end up wasting a lot of money. So definitely ask them, how often will I be hearing from you? And at a bare minimum, they should be telling you that they're going to send you a report every 2 weeks. My team and I, we send a report every single week. That way, every single Friday, people know what's going on in their account. But at a bare minimum, it should be every 2 weeks that they hear from you. And then also, maybe they'll invite you into their project board, whether they use a tool like Trello or Asana or Monday.com. That's also a very good thing in order to collaborate. That way, there's not super long emails going on the side and stuff like that. So communication is absolutely key. You don't want to find yourself in a situation that you know, you're sending all this money and you're not hearing back from anyone. And I've heard a lot of nightmare stories like that, unfortunately. So there you have it. Those are the 5 questions you want to ask any potential Facebook ads manager that you're going to bring on. And it's critical that you do ask these, because I can tell you, like I said at the very beginning, a lot of people can sound like they're smart and sound like they're capable, but all they've done is they took a Facebook ads manager course last week, and all of a sudden they're making it sound like they're this crazy good professional that's going to help you grow your business, and that's simply not the case 99% of the time. So these questions right here will help you avoid that. If you found this information useful and you would like to know if there's a way that you can work with me and my team and you can ask these same questions, head on over to alvarobarrios.com/FBhelp. There you're going to fill out a brief form. That way I get to know a little bit more about you and your situation. Then we'll hop on a Zoom call and figure out what the best solution for you is. I do not have cookie cutter solutions. I have custom solutions based upon your specific needs and your specific business. So I will link that down below. That's all I've got for you this week. Thank you for your time, and I will see see you in the next video. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps push this video out to the YouTube algorithm. That way more people just like you can watch this information and benefit from it just like you have. And if you have any other topics you'd like for me to cover, definitely just let me know in the comments below. The most popular and requested topics I get, I turn into videos just like this one. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss any valuable content that I put out on a weekly basis. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it.